All right, so welcome. Good afternoon. It is officially afternoon for me, 12:10. And I would like to kind of get right into things. I did a live stream last night in which I was trying to take a list of PRs that I got from the GitHub API and use those to create an autocompletable selection that you can then select and then open that PR in a browser. So I got stuck on a couple things. Let me go back to my coding screen here. This is basically where we left off last night, where we have the ability. We use this completing read to use the mini buffer to do some autocomplete stuff. And let me show you what that looks like at the moment. Let me make sure it's the latest version, and then I'll run it. List PRs for current repo. So you can see we have two different selections. We have, PR number 2 is step 1 and PR number 1 is step 2. That was very confusing on my part, so my bad there. But if we select one of these, it should just give us a message that number 2, step 1 was chosen. And that comes from this message line here. So we're able to choose it correctly. We're able to autocomplete correctly. But what we need to do is find in the whole list of PRs that GitHub returns through the API call, we need to find that PR number and then open the URL associated with that in a browser. So I was having some issues with sequence find, the sequence find function. And I found out, I went to the System Crafters Discord, which is great, by the way. System Crafters is one of my favorite Emacs channels. No, it is my favorite Emacs channel. And I got some help as to why this wasn't working when I was doing some testing stuff last night. And it came down to me using, a lot of times when I was testing stuff, I was using this def_var variable and creating a list here like that, and then using that to try to do some testing. And def_var, apparently, when you initially define it the first time, it works fine. And it uses the value that you provided. But then if you use it again, it doesn't rebind that variable to the new value. You have to use other things like setq or some other thing, like eval defun, I think was one of the suggestions. But so I think I had the function correct. I just was messing up my variable that I was trying to find stuff in my tests. So let's just pretend like this is going to work and let's move forward. So I wrote down some to-dos here in these comments about what we need to do to get to the point where we can open the PR in a browser. So the first thing we need to do is split the string on white space. Now, what do I mean by that? So if we go and actually complete the read, then it returns the string number 2, step 1, for example. That's what the selected PR is returned as, which we use down here in this message. Number 1, step 2 is chosen for the selected PR. So we can use that, and we create that string here. So we have full control over how that string is created, what things are in that string. So we also have full control over how to split that apart and how to get the information we want to out of it. So we know it's going to be, let me actually open this up in a buffer over here, and then turn fly check mode off. This will be somewhat like this. For example, it'll be, number 1, step 2 was one of the results. So if we split here between the 1 and the step 2, then we should get just number 1, and then we can also strip off that leading hash symbol to finally get to 1, which is what we want. We want that 1 because we're going to use that to find the PR number in this PR's plist. So let's do that. So split string on white space. I believe there is a string split. Let's see, string. I found it last night. Let me go back to dash. Yeah, string split. Look at that, still up. String. Nope, split string. Split string. Split string. And the string we're going to split. Actually, we're in a let there, so we need to bind this to a variable, and we'll call it. How about selected PR number? Maybe just PR number. Let's see that. PR number. So we're going to split the string. And what string are we going to split? We're going to split the selected PR from just above it. And we're going to split it on white space. And the default is it's an optional separators. And if you don't submit, or if you don't give it a separators, then it's nil. And the default value is basically white space. So let's use that. Let me do one thing real quick. All right, different screen. There we go. So we want to do that on white space, so we can just leave it nil. So PR number is, first we're going to split the string, which is this step here, and we get this. So we need to take the first number of that, or the first part of that. So I think we can use elements of that and choose 1, which will be the second. So let's just make sure we got that right and print this out. So PR number, and redefine it and call it again. And if we select number 2, then 2 should show up in our mini buffer here. Nope, it just says step chosen. Okay, so we actually got this here instead of number 1. So maybe, oh, right. Obviously, because it's 0 indexed. So we need the 0th element of that. So let's try it again. And we'll just select number 2. So yes, we get number 2 chosen. So we have now completed this part of our to-dos. Now what's next? We need to just get that second, or we need to strip off that leading hashtag. And if you remember last night, if you watched last night, I found some documentation about, let's see, was it string trim? Yeah, string trim. And there's this string trim left. I think we can use this because it has this regexp, although it's a regular expression. Maybe we can use substring. Is there like a substring? Let's see, search for things. If we do substring, no properties, substring. Nope, that's actually the wrong one. Let's do substring. Oh, I should have put there it is, the hat. All right, substring, return a new string whose contents are a substring of string. So it takes a from and a to. So if we do, so we have the element, now we go one layer out further and do the substring of that, and the from could be 1. Yeah, because from and to are 0 indexed. So 0 means the first character. And then 2 is nil, the substring runs to the end of the string. So we only want to take the from, which is this 1, all the way to the end, because it could be who knows how many numbers or number of characters are after that. So let's redefine this and see what that works. See if that works. All right, let's choose number 2. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I think I may have messed up my parentheses here. Let's try that. Github Lisp, let's choose number 2. 2 chosen. Sweet. So we now have the actual number of the PR. Perfect. So this is done. So the next thing we need to do is get the first split result. Oh, that was up here. Drop the character. Yeah, both of those I actually did. So that one was that, and that one was that. Cool. So that is the number issue. The issue number, rather, which also means a PR number. So let's keep going from there. So now we need to search the PR's plist, this value here, or this variable here, for the issue number. So here's where we'll see if this works. So we can use sequence find, and it's going to accept a function, and it passes in the candidate. I'm just going to say candidate. Actually, let's just call it PR. And from those PRs, we want to find one. So we need to return the one where the equals plist get of the PR, the number is equal to the PR number that we've chosen. Do that, and then we pass in the list, which is going to be PR's plist. So let's see if that. Oh, but we need to bind that to a variable because we're in this let. So we're going to see, let's say, chosen PR, and close that off. And so then we can chosen PR. Let's see if we can string or message this out. Redefine it, call it. Let's do number 2, nil chosen. Okay, so something in there is not correct. So let's find out what. Let's see, plist get equals, we're doing sequence find. Yeah, there we go. Let's say the indentation makes that look wrong, but it is correct. All right, so this is where we were caught up last night, which is unfortunate because I thought we might be able to get past this. But let's message out the PR that is coming through here. Okay, let's redefine that and call it. Choose one. Got nil chosen, but we also need to look at the messages buffer. So let's go over to the left-hand side here and look at messages. All the way down. Okay, cool. So something came through. So we are looking into the PRs. So this is, each one of these is one that it's looking for candidate. Now, I do see number 1 in there, right here. Okay, well, let's also print out like the number that was chosen just to make sure. So PR number and PR. Let's do that. So redefine, call it. What do we get? Let's choose number 2. We still have nil chosen. Go back to the bottom. All right, so the number is 2. Correct. That's the one I chose. But we aren't seeing, it's not catching that we wanted number 2, or that it's not finding that number 2. Right there. Okay. Well, let's see what plist get PR number returns. So let's not do the whole number thing. Let's say this one. Oh wait, I deleted the wrong thing. So yeah, so instead of the full PR, let's just do the plist get on the PR for number and see what that returns. My guess is going to be nil based on what we are and are not seeing. Oh, I didn't mean to close the messages buffer. Let's go back here. All right, 2 and okay. Yeah, so 2, 2 and 2, 1. So that is the correct number. Okay, then. Maybe this equals is incorrect. So if we do equal, I know there's some differences between them. I'm not exactly sure what they are at the moment. Okay, yeah. So we still have nil chosen on that run. Let's look at equal. This function acts like EQ, except when both arguments are numbers. So in this case, I do believe it is a number from the API. I might be wrong about that, actually. Let's I wonder if there's like a number P. Number P. Yes, it says if it's a number. Test whether its argument is a number. So let's take this plist get and see if it's actually a number. Number P. That. Yeah. Call it. What do we get? Number 2. Okay, true. It is a number. So is PR number a number? Probably not. It's probably a string. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's try that. Redefine it. Call it. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I have to choose one. No, it is not a number. So we need to somehow change one of these either to a string or a number. Is there like a number? Oh, number to string. Perfect. This function returns a string consisting of the printed base 10 representation of number. That's what we want. Okay, that's what we want. So in this case, the thing that isn't the number is the thing we auto completed, the thing we completed in the message buffer, or the mini buffer rather. This first one. So let's keep that there. So we want to say no. So that's the string. We want to make this a string. So number to string plist get, and then we don't want to use this equal anymore. Let's say this and that are equal. I think I have my parentheses correct. Redefine it, try it. Choose number 2. Nah, still nil chosen. Unfortunate. So, number P, PR number. Oh, I did it backwards. The PR number is the thing that we need to change to a string. So equal that, and here's where we need to do the conversion. So number to string, because PR number is a, no, PR number is the string because it's not a number P. Predicate number question mark is basically what that's saying. All right. Oh, I feel like we're getting close. Okay. So we have this number P is nil and number P is T. So plist get PR number is a number. So that's the one we want to convert. So let's try it one more time. Number to string that, and then compare it with that. Redefine the function, call it again, choose number 2. We still have nil chosen. Let's try another message here. Let's see what this returns. Actually, I think there's a third form of the equal, like EQ. Okay, returns it if the same object. We don't want the same object. Equal returns true if object 1 and object 2 have equal components. Maybe we'll try that. So before we do this message, let's try equal. Try it again. Number 2. Haha. Okay, that's the one we wanted. It was equal. Cool. Okay, so we have the chosen PR now, the full list. Let me delete this message, reformat these. There we go. All right. So now we have the chosen PR, the full like plist object of it. So from that, we need to pull out the URL property. So PR URL is going to equal plist get on chosen PR, and we want the URL. There's actually a URL and an HTML URL. I don't know. Oh, the URL is for the API. So let's do HTML URL. And now let's print that out. Redefine it. Call it. Choose number 2. Okay, cool. We have a URL. We have a URL. That is good news. Okay, so let me close this message buffer because we don't need that anymore. It's kind of a lot of noise. So to open this URL, there's a function we can use. I've used in other places, but I can't remember the name of it at the moment. Is it browse? Let's see. Actually, let's do it in here. Control HF browse URL. Browse URL. Ask a www browser to load URL. Let's do that. So let me back up in here. Browse URL, PR URL. All right, moment of truth. Is this going to work? And let's Oh, let's PR. So let's open number 2. Wow, that's not where I wanted you to open. But it opened up okay. So I don't know if you can actually see that. But that worked. I wanted it to be done. Oh, since this is a let me make this a not private. There. So that'll be the active one. Let's try it again so you can see it a little bit better. So open PR. So let's open number 2. Whoops, I pressed tab instead of enter. So enter. Cool. That opens that PR. So can we also open up? So that was number 2. Let's see if we can open up number 1. Open up number 1. Step 2. Step 2. Cool. Okay. So now we have the ability to open up an already existing PR from GitHub or on GitHub in a web browser, which is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. So this is a very long function, and I bet we can do some refactoring on it. And we've got 9 minutes left, but I think I might keep this one super short so I can go eat some lunch during my lunchtime. And ooh, I like this. This is good. I like it when things actually work and come together. Excuse me. And let's see, do we want to do anything else? I would like to maybe copy this to the clipboard as well. Instead of putting a message, we can copy it to the clipboard. And I've done that in, whoops, undo that. There we go. I've done that in my README, my Emacs config here. And I think I did it in another GitHub utility that I created. Let's see, now there's a browse URL. Open the current file in GitHub. Yes, it's this. I wonder, I should probably pull that out into a separate function. Let's do it right now. Let's do it. We can do it. Utilities, helpers. Let's see. Copy text into system clipboard. All right, so it's gonna be a source, Emacs Lisp, and I don't think, let's grab all that and paste that in here. We're gonna define it, define geo. Let's do, how about, let's just do utils, copy to clipboard. And it is going to require an argument, so let's just call it text. And it's going to be interactive. We need to do some copy, some documenting. Copy text into system clipboard. And then it is going to be interactive. Let me open up a buffer here. So it is going to be interactive. Actually, it's not going to be interactive. All right. And this is going to be the full thing. So if I close that off, define that. Let's format this buffer, format all buffer. And then put that back over into my README and my config. Oh, so this is, instead of doing GitHub URL, we need text. Text. All right, so utils copy to clipboard. Let's redefine that. All right, now let's try to use it over here and see if it works. So open that back up in a buffer. See, geo utils copy to clipboard, and we're going to copy the PR URL to the clipboard. And let's not do the message for now. Redefine it, call it, and let's do number 2. Now, what is in my clipboard? Sweet, it's the PR URL. Done, son. Awesome. So let me put that back over to here and save this before it goes away. I'm gonna not do the message there. Whew, we did it. We did it. Okay. Say that again. Well, for some reason it's not letting me save. There we go. Save. Right. So that's what I wanted to get done today. And it's lunchtime now for me, maybe for you. Why don't you go get something delicious and snacky and yummy and healthy, and have a great afternoon. Thank you again for joining me. I'm super glad that we were able to figure this out. I went to bed last night. I could not go to sleep. I was thinking about what was going wrong, and it was all because of my tests were wrong. Which, when your tests are wrong and you're trying to test a new functionality, that can be very confusing. So thank you to David Wilson and Square Root -1 on the Discord on the System Crafters Discord for helping me out there. I really appreciate it. That's all for me, and hope you have a great day. Bye.